There are different estimates that groups have regarding the population of the world. All they are is estimates, but it is amazing how close they really are according to the scriptures. The scriptures testify to how many people are in the world at this time and how many will still be alive after July 19th. The U.S. Census Bureau estimates that there are 7,160,000,000 people in the world today. They estimated that it reached 7 billion on March 12th of this year. The United Nations Population Fund estimated that it reached this milestone on October 31st of last year, so their number's a little higher and they're probably actually a little closer to the actual number. If you take the tithe of a third prophecy that is prophesied to apply to the percentage of those who are from the scattered tribes of Israel who will die in the next 53 days and apply it to the whole world, there is an amazing match. The Apostle John recorded in Revelation chapter 11 verse 13, "And in the same hour there was a great earthquake, and a tenth part of the city fell, and in the earthquake 7,000 named men were slain, and those who remained feared and gave praise to Yahweh in heaven." This is a prophecy for the tenth of the final third of the whole world that will remain at this time when I am caught up to meet Yeshua. At this time the 7 vials will be poured out, and it is a prophecy for the whole hour of judgment that began on May 10th as well. It is not just referring to Jerusalem. It was recorded prophetically and sealed until this time. When we think of falling down, especially in regards to an earthquake, we think of that which is to come down, come crashing down physically. But this is not what this verse is referring to, although much of the world will come crashing down on a physical plane in the coming days as well, especially the church buildings. I've mentioned that all of man's false worship houses are going to come tumbling down. I will show you another use of this same word in the book of Revelation, chapter 5, verse 8. "And when he had taken the scroll, the 4 beasts and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, each of them having harps and golden vials full of sweet savours, which are the prayers of the saints." Only a tithe, or 10% of 1/3 of the inhabitants of the world are going to come through this, because only this number are going to fall down before Yahweh Elohim's face and before his son's face. I'll go back to the verse in chapter 11 to show this to you. Back to verse 13. "And in the same hour there was a great earthquake, and a tenth part of the city fell, and in the earthquake 7,000 named men were slain, and those who remained feared and gave praise to Yahweh in heaven." The named men are named by his word. His word testifies to everything. His word names them as those who do not bear his mark in their foreheads and in their right hands. Yeshua said that those who do not do his Father's commandments and do not teach others to do them will be named least by his Father's kingdom. He went on to say that unless our righteousness exceeds the righteousness of the scribes and the Pharisees, that we would not be in his Father's kingdom. This is discussed in greater detail in the recent "Unless Our Righteousness Exceeds" video. What is being revealed in this verse shows that the tithe of a third prophecy applies to the whole world as well as applying to the scattered nations of Israel. A tithe of a third is 3.33%. This means that 96.67% of the inhabitants of the world will die in the next 53 days. And a tithe of the last 1/3 will remain and fall down in fear and worship the Most High and his Son on July 19th. The 7,000 named men is a prophetic reference to 7 billion who do not have Yahweh's mark. 7 billion divided by the 96.67% of the world equals, a world population of 7,241,379,310 people this time, approximately anyway. A tithe of the third of this is only 241,379,310 people, approximately. Because the decimal points there, it's not an exact number. This will be the population of the world at the end of July 19th of this year. Of course, with Yahweh, the actual number is not an approximate because he is all-knowing and he knows the exact number. But his prophecies show that this number is pretty close, and give or take a couple of people. So the U.S. Census Bureau is not that far off in their estimates. The people who are of this number will be delivered into the new era of time, and the whole world will be full of the knowledge of Yahweh Elohim, and his son and his temple will reign here for 1,000 years with Satan and his cronies bound. It's going to be an awesome time to live with evil being purged out. During this time, he will continue to build his eternal family from those who will seek after his righteousness. The question is, will you choose to be of the 96.66667% or of the 3.33333%? And how much affliction is it going to take to get you humble enough to simply conform to why you were created? Repent, his kingdom is at hand. Thus saith Yahweh Elohim.